MacBook 2025 has a feature so wild, even pros are shocked. What's up, everyone? We are back with some breaking news. Apple has just announced the brand new MacBook for 2023, which is not what we expected at all. In fact, even the pros are kind of shocked right now. Why is that? Well, because according to Mark Gurman, the man who actually predicted the Apple mixed reality headset, he is now saying that the next generation MacBook, so the 2025 model, will have a wild feature that nobody saw coming. It will have a single ultra-wide 48-inch display that will fold in half like the new foldable iPhone. This would make the MacBook even thinner than the current model, while also increasing its screen size. Now, if you're a MacBook user, this might sound absolutely amazing, but if you're someone who uses an iPad, this might be slightly disappointing, because this means that the folding iPad is likely not going to happen. Much as I love the idea of a folding iPad Pro, I think a folding MacBook is way better because a lot more people use their laptops on the go, and having that bigger screen would be incredible, especially when you're traveling or working outside of your desk. Of course, having a smaller MacBook would also be great. But given the choice between a folding MacBook and a folding iPad, I'm definitely picking the folding MacBook. But yeah, apparently this is going to happen. The question is how they're going to do it. Because according to Mark Gurman, the hinge design that Apple is working on is extremely complicated, and it's probably going to take them 2 years to actually get it right. And that's the reason why he believes that this folding MacBook is not going to happen until 2025. I gotta say, I'm super excited about this because the M2 MacBook Air is the perfect laptop for me. I love this thing so much. I use it every day. And if Apple makes this into a folding laptop, that will be the perfect laptop ever. Just imagine how thin it would be. You would literally be able to fit it in your jeans kitchen pocket. It would look so good. And yeah, I think the pros are a bit shocked, because most people thought that Apple would release a folding iPhone first, but it looks like that's not happening anytime soon. Instead, we're going to get a folding MacBook first, which is even better. I mean, think about the MacBook 12-inch. Do you remember that? It was such a good laptop. It was super thin. It was very portable. I actually used that for quite a bit when I was starting my YouTube journey. And if they can make this new MacBook folding, while also keeping it as thin as the MacBook Air M2, that would be an absolute game changer. And yes, I'm also assuming that this folding MacBook would still be a laptop, meaning that it would have a keyboard on the go. Unlike the iPad, which would obviously just become a bigger iPad if it were to fold, the MacBook would still technically be a MacBook. Obviously, there will be some software changes needed to accommodate the folding screen. But since this is Apple, I'm sure they will do it the right way. Like, one thing that I'm wondering is how the apps will look on this screen. Will they stretch out to the full display? Or will they be optimized for the folding display? Because if they optimize the apps to work specifically on a folding display, then that would make so much sense. And it would actually give developers a reason to make their apps look better on these folding devices. Either way, I'm super excited for this. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new here. And yeah, let's see how this pans out. Of course, take this with a grain of salt, because this is just a rumor. But this is coming from Mark Gurman, so there's definitely something to this. He's not just making things up. Apple is going to do something big with the MacBook, something that we don't really know yet. It's going to be very exciting. I can feel it in my bones. By the way, shout out to a MacBook. You are rocking the best laptop right now. Like I said, M2 MacBook Air is the perfect laptop. If you need something more powerful, obviously there's the 16-inch MacBook Pro. But if you want something that's just like super light, super portable, amazing battery life, and it can do pretty much anything, it's the M2 MacBook Air. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here. With that being said, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.